Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of the Crypto, episode 1015. Today is Friday, November 11th, 2022, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10ish, and today's top stories is Bankman-Fried's cabal of roommates in the Bahamas ran his crypto empire and dated. Other employees have lots of questions. Bahamas securities regulator freezes FTX assets. U.S. senators commit to advancing crypto bill despite FTX collapse. California regulators to investigate FTX crypto exchange collapse, and BlockFi limits platform activity, including a halt on client withdrawals. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Prices for today. Let me adjust this. All right, so our prices for today: Bitcoin's at $16,960, down 4.2% today. Ethereum at $1,261.
You just cut out. Ethereum down something 200. There you go. Come back. You came back. And you cut out again. Man, what goes on with your technology? That's the real question I think everybody should just ask for Bitcoin Zay. All right, we can't hear you, Bitcoin Zay. Let's see if we can get that back in action.
Yeah, fresh out the box. I gotta take this something back, but Ethereum $1,261, down 5% today. Binance $287, down 7% for today. XRP at 37 cents, down 3.5% today. Cardano sitting at 35 cents, down 6.7% today. And Dogecoin at 8 cents is down 10.6% on today. And Polygon sitting at $1.03 is down 7.8% on the day. And if you are interested in the trending tokens, of course, FTX token, which will probably stay there for the next week or so, down almost 19% today. Hi-Fi Finance, don't know what that is, but up about 0.5% today. And Solana, that'll probably stay trending as well, down 0.28% today. And for our DJs who want to dumpster dive, Popcoin, Proof of Memes, and Vetter Skylabs, those are some of your DJing coins if you want to dumpster dive. And you kind of don't even really need to hear me talk. All you need to know is it's all going to zero, people, apparently. Everybody knows the whole market's going to zero. It is all red. It's all blood in the streets. Everybody's scared, running, calling it mama capitulating.
There it is. There it is. All right. A lot of folks in the chat. Some shout out. What's going on? Kanez, Layla. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hold on. Bringing up YouTube. Satoshi Slim said we got sex bots back. Block them, y'all. I just blocked them. Yeah, I saw that pop up too. Euro Auto Enthusiast, what's going on? Shot of Zulu, Satoshi Slim, Crypto Commandants, Wendy Nichols, Wisdom Bars, Eric, Hadim K. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you smash it, like, and share. And of course, today is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. That's right. We got something wrong. If you got some smoke, if you don't like something we say on this channel, feel free to call in. Tell us why. Tell us what you think, what we got wrong. And you know what? A story we're not covering today, but special shout out to Spencer Cornelia again. Back at it. Another 5-minute video about why all crypto is a Ponzi scheme. I had to actually leave some comments on his channel yesterday, and it looks like we have some folks converting from his channel. So welcome on over to a real crypto and Bitcoin channel for all those who come over today. At this point, I don't know if Spencer is doing this for clickbait or Bitcoin actually touched him in one of those places we always talk about. But
it's clickbait.
Yeah,
remember we said you can talk about Bitcoin and crypto all you want in a nice way, but you can also go the opposite way. You could do the Peter Schiff,
right?
What's
the
his
one
name?
guy we had on the Bitcoin.
Yeah, the Bitcoin guy. Yeah, you can go that way and get a big crowd. So hey, it is what it is. Either way, it still brings more light to it. So he'll be.
I'm always just wondering though, why everybody's such a genius with this market, and so many I told you so's. My thing was I mentioned too. Why do they keep telling you after it happens?
Nobody predicted. It's like astrology. Can't nobody predict nothing, but afterwards they got all the explanations. This is why it happened. This is what. Yeah, Saturn moon was inside the stellum, and it's whatever.
Crazy. All right. Top story of the day: Bankman-Fried's cabal of roommates in the Bahamas ran his crypto empire and dated. Other employees have lots of questions. It seems that they're asking these questions a little too late. But what is going on with this brothel of sorts, as you called it, that's going on in SBF's old apartment in the Bahamas? What's happening here?
Oh man, there's in the Bahamas showing feet. Oh man, the whole operation was run by a gang of kids in the Bahamas.
And
this
see,
is
real quick, Bitcoin say this was pissing me off about this whole situation. I'm not gonna rant again today. I did all the ranting yesterday. Shout out to 5252 Crypto. Thank you for the tip. Said
Shout out.
Hippo character collapses to the ground as his chair breaks while the words wrecked appear above him. I love it.
Mhm.
Oh, is that the sticker? They're explaining this sticker
Mhm.
to me. Because I was on the Restream. Restream writes what it describes what it is. It doesn't have the sticker. But thank you for the tip, 5252 Crypto. Really quick. I love how all these stories are coming out. Hey, the whole operation was run by a gang of kids in the Bahamas. And whoever you are, you didn't want to tell the whole world that before it
Nope.
crashed. You didn't
Everybody.
want to, you know what I mean? That's my beef with this. This guy started popping up everywhere he showed. No one wanted to say anything then. But what's happening here?
Oh yeah. So the whole operation, as they say, was run by a gang of kids in the Bahamas. If you saw his interview, I forgot the channel, but they did an interview. He said it was 10 of them living in one house in the Bahamas. Who knows, man? That place must have been crazy in there. But shocking is the word that aptly describes the rapid fall of SBF's crypto empire. To a surprising degree, it's a sentiment that pours out from people who work from him, people who you think would have had a clue. Of course, if there's kids running it and other people just were making money, they probably just turned a blind eye to it. They had a luxury penthouse in the Bahamas, and that's where the 30-year-old Bankman-Fried and his roommates and the now struggling FTX and trading giant Alameda Research, that's where they live. So all of them were basically from either Jane Street or MIT, and they were either quantitative trading or super techie people. As you can tell by the pictures we showed you before, we showed the employees that were there. It's like, all right, man, these nerds, they look like they're smart, but ain't no way the hell I trust them with anything. And CoinDesk, they spoke to several current and former FTX and employees who agreed to talk on condition of anonymity, citing ongoing harassment and death threats due to the exchange's solvency issues. And I want to jump down a little bit. It says they were kept in the dark. And let's see, I want to get to the part where they talk about them dating.
Oh, I was just on a paragraph with dating. All 10 are or used to be paired up in romantic relationships with each
Yes.
other. That includes Alameda CEO Carolyn Ellison, whose firm played a central role in the company's collapse and who at times has dated Bankman-Fried, according to people familiar with the matter.
Oh man, that house had to smell crazy, man. And the reason why this is important, Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison. Remember that name because let me pull this up, King, because some people don't realize how deep this sort of goes. Caroline Ellison just so happens to be the daughter of one Glenn Ellison, who is the former. Let me share this here. Glenn Ellison, he is the department head of economics at MIT. And guess who worked at MIT as a professor, practice of global economics and management? Gary Gensler. Him and Gary, Glenn and Gary were good friends. So Glenn Ellison's daughter runs Alameda. SBF is dating his daughter. Gary Gensler works at the SEC and a plot to make FTX the bastion of regulation. Of course, we also have here, you can read through this yourself, but
Wait, just make sure I heard this. Gary Gensler from the SEC is related to them. How?
he used to work for her father, Carolyn from
Alameda.
Alameda.
Oh,
And
so
they,
the whole question is wait. So yesterday, while I'm trying to figure out how did
Mhm.
this guy come out of nowhere and was able to accumulate billions of dollars,
Yes.
create a crypto exchange, have no type of competition, no barriers to entry, no regulation, lose money, same day losing money, asking for more money. How is he allowed to do this and not have any pressure? And it's because he is friends with Gensler through
Hey
his
man, I got
girlfriend.
on my tinfoil hat
That's his
today.
girlfriend dead. It was his
His,
girlfriend dead. You said.
nah, she just looks like it, and those big ass
Hilarious.
glasses. She
Wait,
still
wait, no.
couldn't.
One more time. How does he know Gary Gensler?
Glenn Ellison was Gary Gensler's boss at MIT. He was the department head of economics.
Ooh,
So
so
it
all
all
the
goes back
parents
to
know
MIT.
each other. So he gang for real. He is in the gang. Somebody said
Oh,
yesterday he was gang for real.
he's in the gang. Yep. And then, so then also too, let me show this really quick because this also goes along with it as well. Let's see. Somebody wrote this in Reddit. Joe Biden announces his presidential campaign.
It's a black screen. Black screen.
Let me redo that here. Make sure we pull it up because you all got to get this information because all this is connected. Again, we've been saying it for months. There's no way you can advance this fast in the crypto world, get all these billions. So it should be sharing now. Let's see. All right,
And
so
honestly, it wasn't just the fact that he advanced this fast. People like
mhm.
here's the thing you all understand, because again, there's no hate or shade. It's more just like, hey, all right, this is why the market is what it is. Y'all keep getting these new, don't trust them new over there. But no, by and large, it wasn't that he just popped up out of nowhere and how did he get it. Again, it's not that. It's the fact that we cover it every day, people. We cover crypto market and news every day.
The
Daily, we're
longest
covering this. Even on Saturdays and Sundays when we're not live, we're covering it. Trust me. So we cover this every day. We know the players in the space for the most part, especially those who do anything in the United States. You know, again, there's some players in Russia and overseas in Europe and Romania for sure that I don't fully know of, I've heard of, but I don't know. But for the ones in the U.S., we know most of these players. So for this guy to literally come out the blue with already a product in hand, exchange, money, this, that, and the other, and for us to be like, bro, how has nobody talked about this guy? Heard of it? Like, no one knew he was coming. You understand what I'm saying? Like Binance, people saw Binance when it started, and they knew it was coming. Same thing as a few other exchanges. We saw it early on. We knew they were coming as they were building, blah, blah. SBF came out the blue. But yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, so if you read this, April 25th, 2019, Joe Biden announced his presidential campaign. 13 days later, May 8th, SBF, son of Barbara Freed, the co-founder of the political fundraising organization Mind the Gap and Get Out the Vote organizations, launched the FTX crypto exchange. The exchange is an overnight success that enables Sam to become the second biggest donor to the Biden campaign. Remember we covered that? Second biggest donor? Really makes you think. So
I do remember when we covered that one.
Remember we covered?
Wow.
Second biggest donor to the Democratic Party. So Beeman's Freed launched totally grassroots Democratic PAC in July 2018. Wonder how you're going to raise enough funds to make a difference. Son coincidentally becomes a multi-billionaire a few months later. Sometimes things just have a way of working themselves out. And if we have that list of donors, I'm going to go ahead and call it now. Sequoia, BlackRock, all of them companies, they were laundering money through FTX to support their political campaign person that they wanted. And they've been doing it for years. SPF was the latest patsy. They looked at this little kid and said, we can run it through his dumbass. He's too smart to have street awareness that we're using him. They used him. Gary Gensler wanted the FTX to be the badge of regulation. And we got the story coming up next how the day after it happened, U.S. senators are already advancing the bill forward. That doesn't happen with anything else. So my tinfoil hat is real strong right now. That's all I got to say. People call it conspiracy theory. This is a conspiracy fact. This is all verifiable. And somebody was talking about the type of people that these people are. Not going to mention their names. All I'm going to say is FTX being on the Miami Heat Stadium, just guess who lives, a lot of people who live in Miami. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. So, and if you worked in finance before, they have a term you may not have heard of. It's called MOT, member of tribe. I'll let you all use your imagination and see that how this happened so fast and everybody thinks speed up and they got him out the way. So everybody else, you can figure it out for yourself. Y'all are the smart people. This is what our industry tried to get infiltrated with, and we've been talking about it for months. So this is what it is.
And I want to comment on something that everyone is saying. You're right. This whole operation was not run by a gang of kids. I can't believe they even. That's what I'm saying. They CoinDesk. No, that's your people. This is your people's talk, bro.
No, not CoinDesk. Yeah.
Listen, there's so much stuff we got to start in space. We have to start like weighing. Or you know what? This was a quote on the condition of anatomy, so I can't blame the writer, but. And it is a quote, but this is the problem now. Oh, just a gang of kids are making mistakes. A bunch of 30-year-olds, who lost billions of citizens' money are now a gang of kids.
Hey, man. Who runs the banking system and what is Bitcoin a direct threat to? The banking system. All I'm going to say is if you got a plan to take down crypto and you want to get it regulated into the ground, think about the people who run the banks or allegedly run the banks. Think about the competition, which is Bitcoin. How could you get rid of it? You can only defeat it from the inside. You can't come outside and hack Bitcoin or get rid of it. You got to attack it from the inside. So all I'm saying is if you got competition and you want to win, this is how you would do it. And we've basically uncovered, so much new stuff, so many layers to the story. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you all, man. It is what it is, dog. It's we know what's really going on.
Okay, we're going to get back to SBF, but on totally unrelated but related subject. You know what? Let's talk about it because I know we've all, here comes the next one in the comments. Dang Wang said, I have no problem telling people that Chainlink is a complete scam, another shady platform this time run out of the Cayman Islands, guaranteed going to worthless. Now, I won't say guaranteed, but what I will say is what Chainlink is attempting to do with the interoperability, the tech isn't there yet. Plain and simple. Like, it's literally nothing. Like, it's a one sentence thing. It's not their fault. I'm not blaming them. The technology is not up to speed for Chainlink to work efficiently. I also feel that. I felt that since it was launched, but I know a lot of people were hyped on it, and I knew the time wasn't then. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. Let it ride. But I'll say it now since you said, hey, you said it first, dang, I'll comment on it, okay? My thoughts on Chainlink is, unless they fix this interoperability thing, which I don't think will be fixed anytime soon, the reason being is because, let me be clear, I think it can be fixed quickly. I don't think it can be fixed in a working state quickly. And what I mean by that is maybe they can do it the same way we do cross-atomic swaps. I do think it's coming. We'll be able to swap blockchains and all that type of stuff, and things like Chainlink can work. However, before that happens, a lot of testing is going to happen. A lot of hacks are going to happen. A lot of failures are going to happen. A lot of regulation are going to come down now that they know that different blockchains can do this with different exchanges. Like, it will be so much that goes into it before Chainlink is just like, boom, here's the product for all you different projects out there. I don't see it happening that smooth. Could be wrong, but I don't see it happening. So with that being said, I'm not going to say a complete scam because they are attempting to do that. But yes, if you actually know the technology and see the tech and it's like, I'm kind of far away from it, it kind of seems like it only because it's like, hey guys, we're going to fly to outer space with some rocket packs, right? Hey, maybe I'm really trying to do that. Maybe I really want everybody to fly to outer space with rocket packs, but the likelihood of it happening is pretty low, which could kind of make it seem scammy. So I'm with you on that one, dang. I don't know. You got any thoughts on that real quick?
Nah, I don't really mess with Chainlink. I mean, really, I mean, at this point, I stop messing with everything because you see what the fight is. Because again, like I said, this is what people don't understand. FTX created their own token out of thin air. They pumped the price, gave it to investors, put it on the balance sheet, took the money from investors, used that to buy political influence and to buy real estate, such as the arena, and to invest in other companies. Right? Where have we seen that process before? Federal Reserve prints money out of thin air.
So as you said
That
in my
money
head, I was
goes
like, is he talking about the bank or the company?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Same playbook by the same group of people. MOT, member tribe. You start the Federal Reserve, you print money out of thin air, you give it to the banks. Those banks then loan it out. They make back real money and they get real assets like houses and homes and businesses on their balance sheet. They use that to get more investments. They take that money and then they do the process all over again as far as valuation. The evaluation goes up. The VCs, who are also MOT member tribe, they look at that valuation. They say, "Oh, you're worth this much, so we'll give you actual real money." And then the process starts all over again. It's the same playbook, people. If you don't know it, the only way that this survives is if you can make your own money out of thin air. And that's what they did, and that's what's been happening in this whole banking industry. If you've never seen Billions, you need to go watch the scene where he talks about it, where he says this whole thing is a Ponzi scheme. The entire banking industry is. The problem is,
it's true. It's built on derivatives. It's built on derivatives.
It's
like, how do you Spencer Cornelia? How do you attack the crypto market when we're living in a fiat market that's super dirty, bro? Like super dirty. The 2008 financial crash, the real estate crash. You're in real estate, Spencer. Like, what are you talking about?
hey, King, you know
about this guy's in real estate talking about crypto's a scam, and literally his entire market was giving false ratings and sunk an entire market and almost sunk the world economy. But he wants to talk about how crypto's a Ponzi scheme and people get shit. We talk about that like
all the time. Hey, and you know what's funny about a Ponzi scheme is the only time it stops working is when no more money comes in, right? If you can print the money, it's never going to stop coming in. So as soon as you run out, the Fed needs to print $7 trillion to inject into the economy, and they taught a whole generation of students in school that this is how money is supposed to work. So people think, oh yeah, we need the inflation rate to be 2%. We need for the CPI to be at this point,
and then we're gonna launder it to another country we have nothing to do with.
Exactly.
Nada. How about this? Now, I know the answer from there to here. We actually do have a lot of Ukraine Americans here. I know you can't say the word. How many of us are going there, though? Not billions of dollars worth. I'm sorry. Not that many people. Not that many people. I mean, I can understand we had it was 100,000 Americans over here and we doing X, Y, and blah, blah. All right, yeah. Send the we got to make sure we get home safe, baby. But we talking about 15, 75, 113.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I think this comment's great. Crypto Commandment said it all goes back to MIT. It truly does. And that's the thing, people. College. I mean, one of the best things about college, outside of if you're actually getting a STEM degree, is the networking that goes on there. I mean, I always give props to NC State. When I was graduating, I played football there. State told me, they was like, hey, we are the country. So you ain't gonna be no. We can't pay you multi-millions over here in these backwoods. But they was like, if you stay here, $90K for the rest of your life, we got you. Every year. Boom.
Yeah.
Got you. You got 2 degrees, you did this in the community, you play blah, blah, blah. We got you. So that's North Carolina State, a public state college. I can only imagine MIT.
Yeah.
The Harvards, the Yales, like what? Like they
Guaranteed
probably like,
2
look,
figures. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We got you on $1.5 million, no matter what you want to do. So I agree with this. It all does go back to MIT. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. I mean, it's a lot of intelligent people there. It just turns out that this bunch of kids weren't the best ones to actually come out MIT. All right, let's keep the show rolling. I'm also going to put the link in the chat. So again, this is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. If you feel like we got something wrong, if you want to share your shitcoin and have us talk about you for doing it, or if you were affected by this FTX. Some people have been texting me the last few days. And again, I hate to hear it. It is tuition. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, we've been through it too. But folks have been texting me about losing, how they lost a lot in Celsius, FTX. A lot of people have texted me about FTX. They were in on that, or Solana, different things. So it sucks. We understand this isn't the end of the world, though. But if you have one of those stories, feel free to call in as well. And while we're waiting, let's talk about this breaking news. Woo, people, are we not hot this week? This is literally the third thing we're calling this week. I believe it was yesterday or the day before, we said we're about to have the Bahamian securities regulator commissioner come on our show. They already hit us up. We're scheduling it now. It's more than likely going to happen. And boom, right in the story. FTX is in the Bahamas, folks. I'm telling you, we're on top of this. Hey, we're on top of it. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas said FTX's assets could not be moved without the approval of a Supreme Court appointed liquidator. What is going on with FTX in the Bahamas? Can people get their crypto back? I heard they're allowing some withdrawals, but now the securities commissioner is coming in saying, not so fast. What is going on with this story here in the Bahamas?
Oh yeah. So basically, in the statement they made, the SCB, which is Security Commissions of the Bahamas, says it was aware of public statements suggesting that clients' assets were mishandled, mismanaged, and/or transferred to Alameda Research. If you remember, with Alameda Research, they bet on Luna. Luna went down. They had a $10 billion hole or $5 billion hole in their asset sheet, and then FTX used user funds to give to them on a loan, and then they lost that as well. They might be the worst traders in the history of crypto because they lost billions betting on garbage. And when that happened, of course, this whole debacle, it kicked off the dominoes for this whole debacle. And FTX users, they led a bank run, causing a liquidity crisis for the exchange. Now, when that happened, people were saying, and this sort of goes along with the story too, people were saying that there were people able to withdraw, but they were all from the Bahamas because they live in the Bahamas, people. I guarantee you they got a few calls that says, y'all won't make it out y'all house alive unless I can get this Ethereum.
That actually is true in the Bahamas. I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. And Leroy was, talking to me on Twitter yesterday. We're basically saying that was like, oh yeah, y'all real tough because y'all outside of the purview of somebody getting to you. But it was probably some people outside, literally on the phone. I'm outside of y'all crib. If I can't withdraw of this exchange,
Hey, man. Hey, my fault. L. I tried the best one I could, brother. I'm about jack up accents all day. I'm sorry. I shouldn't know that live. I shouldn't know that.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. Well, the SCB has said it will work with the appointed liquidator to obtain the best possible outcome for the customers and the stakeholders of FTX, and they appointed a provisional liquidator. So I think that's what's happening is that they've stopped everything from happening except if it happens under their watch. So of course this is what happens whenever these exchanges go down. Regulators step in and start to tell them and start pointing them in the right direction. But I guarantee you, them Bahamas gangsters showed up and was like, yeah, play if you want to. Won't none of y'all 10 nasty motherfuckers make it out this house alive unless I can pull my money off of this exchange. Forget everybody else. I don't care what's happening with the rest of the world. Y'all live here. Y'all won't be able to leave this house. And then all the addresses that was doing the withdrawals, they were all Bahama addresses. Every single one.
Yeah, I can actually see that being true as well. And maybe not just for them. Maybe for the actual, I mean, listen, come on. Now that I actually put the pieces together, holy shit. Now that
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting the pieces together live, bro, the securities commissioner for the Bahamas, their team reached out to us before this went live. Now I think about it.
Word.
Like that, they reached out, bro. I just said it live a couple days ago before this even broke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. And you know what? I asked them too, because you know me, I'm always thinking about the back end of dollar. So I'm just like, all right, what y'all promoting? They were talking about conferences coming up. So I was like, we already got conferences and stuff coming up. I ain't trying to redirect nobody. Like anybody about to fly out to the Bahamas like that from our community, like L and a few people. But then as this story is breaking, the FTX and the House of Bahamas and what's going on, now I'm like, oh, they out here. Woo! Hey, but shout out to the Bahamas. Thank you for respecting us enough to look at. They might be like, we ain't coming on your shit now. You done told everybody. But this is interesting. Like again, they reached out to us the other day, and I kind of agree with you. I was gonna say maybe it wasn't even the FTX or the House, but I'm sure the regulators and the government got that pushback from those wealthy individuals. Because here's the thing: Tom Brady, Steph Curry, all these big wealthy people in America are not going to invest millions of dollars into something, and then you're on an island country and they're not. No, exactly. What the Americans are doing it. Oh, yeah. Hey, take our money too. So I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I think I know
somebody managing a $400 million family desk right now in Bahamas. And I can guarantee you his people definitely pulled up if they had something to do with FTX. I promise you. On baby, he pulled up. I know he did. But I mean, that's the thing is once it gets going, once the liquidation starts and everybody comes out, you can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain.
When it starts to pour. Hey, I gotta jump in on that one. When that rain coming, hey, you're gonna get wet. Hey, so we do have a warrior in the chat really quick. I'm gonna get you in here. Let me look at some of the chats before we do really quick. Reno Gamble said FTX was and is a Trojan horse for U.S. regulators. It has to be too close of a relationship. I actually agree with that. I think it was a Trojan horse in the form of they sent them out with the hope that they actually will win. Like with a semi hope of like, hey, if FTX wins, we control FTX, boom, we control the market. If FTX loses, so what? We'll regulate the market, we'll control the market. But either way it goes,
from here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
And before we have our caller join as well, last thing I want to say about FTX, you all know how this game goes. You're in great hands.
Everyone, listen up. You didn't lose your money. Now, you have your... Technically, you kind of lost your money.
All right. We got Humney in the call right now. What's going on, Humney? If I'm mispronouncing that, let me know. How you doing today? What's the word?
Nah, you good. That's exactly how you pronounce it. I'm great. How about y'all?
Good.
I can't complain.
For sure. I just wanted to say, first off, I appreciate y'all for like everything y'all have helped me with for like the past 3 months. It's been a while. Like I've been into crypto and everything like that, but like y'all really put me on to like just being in on Bitcoin and not all that other crazy nonsense and madness. And I'm just here to like let everybody know, like for the most part, don't be out here believing these exchanges and thinking like they are in your best interest. Like I know y'all like put that out for everybody, but I'm just trying to tell everybody as like a normal retail investor, like seriously, stop trusting these exchanges. Go out there, get you a ledger, get you a Trezor and put your money into that and stop like thinking that the exchange is like your wallet, because it's not your wallet. I could start up an exchange right now with my ledger and have people do transactions and take the fees and then run off and run on them. And I need people to understand that like it's that real. Like all it is a lot of folks with getting a whole bunch of money, don't know nothing, and then got a lot of people following them and then throwing money into them. And then folks be like, why did I lose all my money? Why did I lose all my money? Well, it's like, bruh, you're a bank now. Like, ain't nobody finna be out here giving you information like for free. Like you got to find it for yourself. You got to find the investments. You got to make the moves to like make your pocket increase. So it ain't, everybody thinks this shit's sweet and it's just not. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, with that being, what projects do you like? What projects are you into?
Currently, I mean, I'm a big Bitcoin advocate. Like the past 2 months, I literally have just been shoving all my money into Bitcoin. Like I took my money out of my savings account and just been going straight into Bitcoin. But some projects that I'm into right now, like on the Ethereum network, anybody's ever heard of it, ETH Jets. Very cool project. It's basically they're giving people access to private jet flights rather than people having to pay like that $20,000 fee to be able to like fly onto a private jet. You buy their NFT, and which is like about 1 ETH right now, 1.4 ETH, and then they have a higher tier one. And with that, you hold on to it and you're able to buy private flights that are empty up to like 90% off. And you pay for the whole flight, and then they fill up the rest of the legs for you. But essentially, you can get a private jet flight for $1,200, and that could be split up by like 6 to 12 people.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard of it specifically, but I was on a PJ with this guy John. He was talking about something similar, so that might be him that did that, and I'll hit him up to see if that was him. But he was talking about that basically the whole flight. He was like,
for sure,
yeah, Bitcoiners need jets and helicopters and boats. We need transportation. So he's
you
like,
know who down with that plan?
Oh yeah, you already know, because I was telling King, I told him about me and you. We trying to get a helicopter, and then of course in Miami, I'm starting a Bitcoin boat club soon, so we can have all types of transportation. But I think that may have came from my boy John, because he was telling me about it. This was a year and a half ago when we went to New York.
I actually like the idea. I mean, I like the idea. What, NFT for a jet probably ride type of deal? I like the idea.
Same thing, yeah. Boats, planes, trains. You're gonna need to be able to get some transportation people. So do it as fast as you can. I gotta look it up to see. Yeah, it was on it, but that's not a bad idea. Especially when people talk about NFTs for membership or access. That's a hell of an access when you can take a private plane for a few $1,000s. I mean, especially if you get in early. And then if people
a year.
Yeah, that's a year.
Oh, that's a great price.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, it's about to be like, what's called though? That's amount. They're gonna do it like a timeshare. Well, yeah, you can only fly from 1 to 3 a.m. on the Wednesdays. But other than that, you're good to go.
No, I'm actually in the Discord now. Somebody actually has taken the first flight with them, but right now they only have a select amount of flights from like Oklahoma, Florida, and one other state, because they only have jets in those states with pilots available to fly for right now. But as they like increase over time, they're saying they're working on buying their own jet first, and then moving forward from there.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we'll keep a lookout on that. Yeah, I like that one. We'll keep a lookout. Well, Humney, appreciate the call, man. Have a happy Friday, and give us a shout whenever.
For sure.
Humney, are you Humney.eth on Twitter?
For sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro.
All right. Hey, King, also, could you link your Twitter in the chat? I've been trying to find yours for the longest, and I ain't know exactly what it was.
I don't use it, but Kirby, just the company with the Kirby Crypto one's the best one. That'd be me tweeting from there most of the time. That's why I just put my name, so people don't think it's Zay talking crazy. It's usually me on that one.
Say less.
All right, cool. Holla back.
All right, y'all be easy.
All right. Yeah, you too. And shout out to Jake Fever. Thank you for the tip. And shout out to the other veterans out there. Say happy Veterans Day. King F Bitcoin, get the US dollar. LOL, nah, Bitcoin for life. The man was real. FTX Bitcoin was fake. Shout out to all the veterans out there. Happy Veterans Day. If you call in, you get a free Satoshi. There it is. One quick thing I keep seeing in the chat, I want to announce, I saw an article about this today. I kind of skimmed over it because I was just like, non-starter. Anything there with FTX, or I guess Alameda buying up a lot of Tether? Was just that a rumor? Is that real?
Well,
anything
in order to cover their user deposit losses, they would have to sell their Tether at a rapid pace, which if you sell too fast, as far as the Tether peg, that's why you saw the peg go to like 96 cents. And it did it again last night, because they have to sell off a bunch of Tether in order to get the liquidity to, I guess, essentially cover up the big gaping hole in their accounting. So yeah, whenever you have to sell off an asset really fast, that's why you have that huge dump, especially when it's a large amount. That's what you're seing. But as far as reserves, Tether's been pretty transparent as much as they can. I think they have like 82% of users' reserves or something like that. So it's better than banks. I know that. So I think they're okay right now. But if Tether depegs, this is a lot of things that's gonna unravel. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Let's see. Too many stories to tell. I like the name. Hey Warriors, I'm late, but I saw that FTX just filed for bankruptcy and SBF has stepped down. Yeah, I saw a couple people say SBF has resigned as we've been going on with the show, so it looks like he officially stepped down. Good. And no, fuck bankruptcy. Close the doors. It's over. It was a great attempt. You went far and wide. I saw a few people mention this in chats and comments and stuff. I kind of mentioned it too, but let's reiterate one more time. If you're 16 billion up, you stop. It's time to start a new project. Do something different. Don't take $300 million and say, I'm gonna try to take this 300 million and make 650. No, it's already 300 million, man. You keep that. You take 30 of that and then you go try to make the 650. Okay, like why is this hard?
Yeah. Hey, one thing I do want to point out, I think I forgot to mention it. There were rumors. Apparently, somebody close to us said that SBF was arrested on the tarmac at the Bahamas airport, and that the private jet was grounded for 40 minutes en route to Miami from Nassau. And it looks like he was trying to leave, and pictures of SBF were supposedly him getting arrested by police. Now, again,
wait, he got arrested where?
On the tarmac in Nassau, trying to leave and fly to Miami.
Hey, well, for one, he definitely. This was I would say either weird, scary, or he just doesn't know any better. Either if he was trying to go to Miami, that was either a serious bad move because, as many other people have tried to come back to the U.S. for whatever reason. I forgot the one guy out of Asia Pacific who was throwing parties for all the military people. They told him it was a party in San Diego or something. This motherfucker flew out here. The fans was waiting on him, bro. for real. They was like, because he was working with naval officers and like he would throw parties and get everybody what they want. But technically, he knew about ship movement. So it was like, well, you know about our military movement. This is a national security thing. So my point is, for SBF to come back to Miami, he either didn't know any better, and he's like, oh, nothing's going to happen, or he does know better, and he's really like, nothing's going to happen. Either way, that's kind of crazy to think about.
What if he did get arrested, and then somebody else was like, no, let him go. This ain't happening, this and that. Because different entities of the government have different stuff. You see it in TV all the time. The FBI will arrest it, and then somebody else will show up and be like, nope, he's good. Leave him. CIA will show up.
Right.
Yeah, like, oh, he's good. You'd be like, what? I can't believe I worked this hard to try and get it. No, he's good. You're like, it's just nothing you can do. So it is what it is, man. I don't know if it's true, but he seems untouchable.
Happy Friday and welcome to the show, Mohamed. How you doing? What do you have for us today?
Hey, this is pretty cool. My name is Mohamed. I'm actually from New York City.
Nice.
And firstly, I'd like to thank you all for all that you do, especially since you waste your time so much. Speaking on shit coins, of course, just talking shit.
Hey, appreciate you being a supporter.
But I certainly appreciate everything that you guys have done, especially you, King. King, you're mad funny, bro. Man, I'd be dying hearing you talk.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'll be trying to have a comedy kickoff with Zay. We need to do that. A crypto comedy kickoff, Zay. Let's get it. We said we were going to do it one day.
I talked to Carlos Miller about it. Have an actual crypto comedy tour.
We're paying everybody in Bitcoin too. They don't know how to use it. They're going to learn.
I mean, I think like a lot of people really don't understand with regards to the importance of Bitcoin and how much these shitcoins are such a waste of time. It's such a scam. It's crazy, actually. But I've been watching you guys for quite a while now. First time in, kind of excited to speak with you. So thank you for having me.
For sure. So what projects are you into? What do you have for us today?
Not much of projects. I'm actually a developer. I work on Stacks.
Oh, nice. All right. Cool. Nice. Kaylee, we got Kaylee over at Stacks.
Not to say that I work at Stacks, but that's the blockchain that I am typically geared towards, and as well as Bitcoin. And at this current stage, I'm a little shaken, not exactly sure, but the direction of where Stacks is going. So it's more or less surveying it for the reasons that when you're developing on Stacks, you're effectively competing against Bitcoin. The Lightning Network development, LDK, I'm in their Discord chat, and these guys are no joke. Like, they're really hardcore developers. And I honestly believe it's as you were mentioning before, when you have the top people working on a project, the incentives are totally different. And the knowledge that these people are aware of what they're bringing to the table, I do not believe that anyone is going to just come up and compete with them in that kind of manner.
Yeah.
Particularly towards city coins, I've been pretty interested in what they're doing in the early days. But as time continued to develop, you can see it gearing towards a more of a, not to say it's authoritarian position, but as it's decentralized, yet anyone can just change it. I'm not convinced that it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Yeah. And as said, you're competing with the Lightning Network, Bitcoin, real hardcore developers. And when everyone comes down to wanting to trying to change the tokenomics, the inflation rate, it's all fake. You know, it's doing nothing, no utility, no actual use cases, no way manners of actually trying to learn exactly what you're doing. And I think it'll eventually catch up. What do you think?
Yeah, I've had that. I've had that talk with Patrick Stanley from City Coins a lot. This is my thing. When I was consulting a lot of people in Miami, I would talk to them about City Coins. I would discuss, with stacks and everything. But I would always say we need to keep Bitcoin the main thing. And I would always get pushback, like, even with the mayor, with a lot of big names, a lot of multimillionaires, famous people y'all know. They would bring up every DeFi, NFT, blockchain token, and I would push back, and we would have full debates, like all out debates, and they would actually think that I was crazy. And then here we are now. You see the crypto crumble that just happened recently. So with City Coins, one thing I've seen is you're right. With Lightning, I mean, with Lightning Labs alone, you got Jamal Johnson, you got Roast Beef, you got Elizabeth Stark, you got some of literally the best developers in the world. Whereas when you can constantly change the City Coins when they're working on City Cash or whatever, that is a little bit disheartening. And that's what I was trying to get to. It's like, yeah, it's a cool project, but you got to keep the main thing, and Bitcoin should be it. That's why a lot of people in Miami right now are probably hurting based off of what's happened recently. So I think you are right there as far as development.
Exactly the case. And it's almost to point out, when you really look at the code, it's open source. What they're doing is nothing out of the ordinary, anything spectacular that you would actually have to put your own capital and trust these people to do what they so believe that they can do. When in fact, if you, Bitcoin, say, as you are in Miami, you have the idea, you have the network, it's no different than you actually spinning up your own sort of Miami coin. And that's almost to say with the majority of cryptocurrencies that's out there. And it's more to the point of using these currencies as more as a network and an incentive mechanism, rather than having to charge people for exorbitant prices. Because I can honestly believe that eventually that price will soon near towards zero in terms of the utility, not the actual token. Because Stacks, as it is itself, very much has utility. But by the fact that anyone can do it and everyone can do it, and the cost of computation is gradually going down, there's actually no reason for us to expect and believe that in the future time that we can constantly see these prices going up. And if we're expecting people to come in, I just don't think it's the case. So, at this point, I'm very big on Stacks, but very skeptic as well. So I'm just watching it. I'm still developing, and Lightning is where it's at. LDK, Rust, and all.
Yeah.
This is what I love about the space too, is because and shout out to you, Mohamed, because you're an actual person who is developing, who can read code, who understands what's happening from a technical point of view in the space. So I mean, that's an important angle to have when it comes to self-regulation, because we're always talking about self-regulation. It's like, hey, some people can't read code, they don't know about these projects, and here you are saying, hey, I'm looking at these projects, a lot of them are similar, guys, they're not doing nothing unique. So we definitely appreciate that insight. We got a couple more people, so we don't get to them, but thanks again for calling in, Mohamed.
No doubt. Take care.
Hey, cheers. All right, really quick, we got some people in the call log. I'm about to get to everyone as quickly as possible. Let me hit up some comments real quick. So first and foremost, someone asks, okay, Saber says, any chance that are we dropping the masterclass payment plan? So yes, couple things. When you call for the coaching and everything, they'll discuss the payment plans with you then. And for the people who already scheduled calls who we've missed, we are going to be circling back to reschedule those with you. We've had issues on some of the new platforms. We signed up to about 8 or 9 new platforms to make this whole thing work in the back end. So we're having an issue on one of the platforms, but that should be sorted today, and we'll reschedule those calls to you. So just be on the lookout for emails. All right. Let's see. I just saw a funny one. I don't know where it just went. I think it was S1 Dubs says, please stop with derivative nonsense too. I don't want to see another crypto currency wrapped up or anything like that. I'm with you. I'm done with that. Let's see. Do you see any good comments? What's going on, Finn? Finn said, oh, he wants to talk about Ponzi schemes. Hilarious. Let's see.
I think Reggie jumped in where he said,
oh, shout out to Reggie. Yeah.
He said he had a conversation. I saw he was having a conversation or trying to with Circle. I don't know the other conversation he was discussing, but yeah, he was showing that his IP actually is being used right now in these markets. So
yeah. So Reggie had a conversation on Twitter with what's his name, with Craig Wright. So on the end of it, I reached out to Craig Wright and told him to come on the show too. I would love to have Craig Wright on this show.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Jake, this is true. Jake said I rode the Pine at NC State. I looked it up. No, I'm just joking. No, I actually did ride a Pine, which is crazy. I ran at 4.4 140. I got a scholarship and I was on the bench. And our coaching staff got fired because of things like this. So I'm not mad. You got to remember who my quarterback. You got see, y'all don't know how the story. I don't feel bad for me because if you knew the entire story, my quarterback was Russell Wilson. Where did he go after I graduated? He went to Wisconsin.
He left, yeah.
There you go, people. You don't understand how deep it went.
And then for basketball, my coach for basketball was Sidney Lowe.
Yeah, I don't know how deep it go.
Quite possibly the worst coach in NCAA history. I mean, his coaching record in the NBA was like 32 and 108. Like Sidney Lowe was terrible. So yeah, we both made the right decisions. We just
listen. I'll tell you. I mean, hey, I got 2 free degrees basically, but I'll tell you this, folks. For graduation, they have athletes. They have like an athlete ceremony. So basketball got folks for the guys who decided to stay and not go pro. Track had a whole squad of people. Baseball, tennis. I literally, not exaggerating, I was the only football player to graduate at NC State my year. So again, trust me, that whole experience got deep, bro. I almost went off on the deep end when I was there. These coaches really don't know who they was playing with because I'm like, y'all playing with my life and my livelihood and cost me millions right now. Mm-hmm. But I decided to do the right thing. It was a vehicle to get me to where I wanted to go. But yeah, I did ride the Pine, man. It sucked. They paid me. They sat me down and had me coach up the young kids to get them ready. But it's all good. All my pups is pro right now. All my pups pro, so it's all good. They love me.
Hey man, I just left and I won my 4 intramural championships in a row. I was like,
Zay was an intramural guy out there. I'll give him that.
We got national championships intramurals because it's like, right, bro, we actually played D1. But yeah, what's up, James?
We got a very special guest. We got James here today. Chris. You know we got you next, Chris. Let me holler at James real quick because you know there's a lot going on James side of the house. What you got for us, James? You've been holding it down with crypto and down. Loving the show. What are your thoughts on everything that's going on in space? And you know we got to ask you about Richard and these hexagons. So what's up?
Absolutely. What's up, guys? Sorry to be out of action the last couple of weeks. Been moving, been traveling, living life. But shout out to the comment section. Shout out to all the warriors out there. I see y'all, man. Don't be thinking just because I ain't on live, I don't see them comments. But I wrote a quick couple notes while we were sitting back waiting. I want to challenge everybody, man. Stop blaming the shit coins and DeFi. What has failed in 2022? Centralized exchanges. Mm-hmm. Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, Ball, Voyager. Those are the threats to the system.
Sounds like BlockFi. We're going to cover them in a minute.
Yep. And then it's the figureheads. It's the Do Kwons, the Mashinskis, the SBFs, and the Novigrads. And let me address Jake Fever. Hex hasn't failed. Uniswap still functions as designed. ETH has high gas fees, but it works. Hex is down 93% in a bear market from all-time high. BTC is down 75%. ETH is down 75%. Hell, Solana is down 90%. Many of these coins that we think of as blue chip coins are down due to external market factors. So to say Hex is still a scam or a shitcoin is not actually comparing it to centralized exchanges, not comparing it to other projects like Luna that have absolutely failed. So being down 93% in a bear market to me doesn't say Hex is a problem. But let me talk about the one thing that's most important. The SEC investigation into
Hey, you know what I was about to ask? I was letting you finish and I was about to ask. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I was getting ready while I was waiting on the brother before me. Shout out to Mohamed. Love to have developers out here. But the SEC is looking into Hex influencers that were paid to market Hex. There is no marketing budget for Hex. There is no centralized entity who can actually pay influencers to market Hex. These are all people who have chosen to market Hex on their own volition. So unless the SEC is investigating Hex for being a security, which is Reggie's point, that Hex actually qualifies as a security, this really is a moot point about the SEC. So what showed strength this week? Hex. Hex actually didn't capitulate as the rest of the market did. Many things went down 20% this week. Hex was already at that point down 93%. So Hex may have found its bottom somewhere around this 2 to 3 cent region where it currently sits. Other things may still need to fall down. Ethereum, let's say between 500 to 750. Bitcoin somewhere between 1250 and 15,000 before they find their bottom. There's still more room to go as far as bear market decrease in price. But technology, I'm just not putting my money in centralized exchanges. DeFi till I die, baby.
All right, that is fair. I will give you props on the it may have reached its floor. I haven't checked the price, but you are right. I already did have a stupid drop, and if it didn't dip any lower, then that is, there's something to say for that. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate the thoughts on that. Zay, what you got? Anything?
Hey, I mean, the numbers as far as it bouncing it does, it could be a dead count, but he is right about the centralized exchange thing. Everything that's been happening wrong has been centralized exchanges. That's why we preach no keys, no cheese. And with DeFi, it's been a lot of rug pulls, a lot of money stolen. But at the end of the day, if I can get on a website and I can swap a token with another token and I can see transparently that just happened and I can see everything happening on the exchange, we just talking about proof of reserves. That is the only type of way that you can do it is with DeFi. So he is right there.
Wait, quick question. So why would the SEC be going after influencers though? Why would it matter regardless? Like, because they're not doing that with any other project. They're not saying Ethereum influencers so why would they go after influencers?
I think it may be a easy target. I think the SEC needs a easy win against a public community that's outspoken, such as Hex. If you can, take out Hex influencers who probably are some of the most active during this bear market. And also, you have to remember, someone was confusing your sound clip of Trevon James as me.
I just saw somebody say that. I didn't realize that. I just saw that. That's Trayvon James post BitConnect. Yeah,
it just means they're kind of new. But Trevon James does market Hex as well in some.
Does he really?
Streams. He does.
Oh, bro, come on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I actually found that out not too long ago. Yeah.
Listen, that I wouldn't say that one live again nowhere else, but I feel you. Know
hey, no. The reason why I said let me explain why. Because yesterday he posted a pamphlet from the FBI saying the FBI was asking him about Hex. Whether this is just internet theorizing from him, joking, but he was investigated by the SEC. So I'm not concerned that influencers are being tapped by the SEC. The letter came out of Fort Worth. I know somebody that works for that markets Hex, not works for Hex, that lives in Fort Worth. Why they didn't get no letter?
Okay. All right. All right. I like these takes. What else you got for us, James? You got anything else?
Yeah, I do. I got a couple of things. All right, guys. So Sam Bankman-Fried, 5 months ago, shout out to Asherelle. We looked into the history of how FTX came to ascension. I found a book called Federal Taxation that was authored by Sam Bankman-Fried's father. Yeah. And then I realized that was the chief book that was taught in law schools across the country. And I'm like, wait, so his daddy actually is the tax code premier? And it's like, yes, that's him. And then his mother is also the chief lead lobbyist for the Democratic Party on the West Coast at Stanford with Mind the Gap. Oh, and then his aunt is the first dean at Columbia University, also with ties to the World Economic Forum. Oh,
yeah. What I tell you, they transplants. They've been approaching me all year, dog. I told you.
You did call it yesterday, and they have to give you your credit on calling out the WEF because they were just as much a part of this as anything else. This was a political hit. This was a pump and dump by I don't know which federal branch. I don't know which office, but somebody was complacent in this money-making scheme. Whether it's Gary Gensler and his MIT boys, or if
it's being investigated. Keep going, folks. It's being investigated. Though, go ahead.
Or if it's Harvard and Yale, because you have to remember both of his parents one went to Harvard, the other went to Yale, and then he has an aunt at Columbia. So this has Ivy League written all over it. This has Silicon Valley written all over it, and this has Democratic Party written all over it. Who is guilty? I don't know. That's not my job to do. But I know 5 months ago, I found links to too many places that did not add up to the success that they were having. So when something stinks, hey, there's likely a problem.
10-4 has a. I keep trying to tell people, hey, some of what I might say may be nonsense, but when it's right, it's right. Like Arthur Hayes says, I'm wrong all the time, but when I'm right, it's so big, it outdoes all the things I was wrong about. And we were right about this. Me, King, a couple other people, we've been saying this for months. And we didn't even have that insight 5 months ago. We probably had it maybe like 3 months
I
ago.
just don't trust them niggas
We
over
didn't
here.
trust them. I don't trust. You gotta look in the eyes. I don't trust the beady eyes, and I don't trust dirty niggas in technology with furrows who try to act like they're smarter than everybody. I was in tech. I was in computer science. It's so many unkept, dirty t-shirt niggas who try to talk down to you just because they think they're the next Steve Jobs. No, just because you can't dress doesn't mean you're a fucking genius. These dudes, they have this air about them that I promise you is just. It just goes away.
My thing is, for me, it's just simple. It's just like, look, you saw how I was. I remember that day. I never forget the day you told me you was laughing. You was like, oh, that Bitcoin bug to bit you. When I was like, bro, what about this one? What about this one? I was like, bro, I had like 30 different altcoins at a time. And this one, 30 altcoins is a lot, folks. Not like these days where you got 21,000 altcoins. Back in my day, we only had 212, but whatever. So when it was only like a handful of altcoins, you was like that Bitcoin bug to bit you, whatever. My thing is, I remember starting. I remember how much research it took. I remember how much research it takes now. Imagine we took off this week and we literally were to take vacation this week and not pay attention. How much research will we have to do next week when we come back? I know how much this stuff takes. So my point is, when I get the SBFs, a few other podcast hosts, and other people who just come out the blue and they have this mass following already, usually because of money, I'm just like, all right, now when this in bed, I don't want to hear it because this person is literally new and you are following them like they have the gospel and they are only talking altcoins too to start with. So to me, it's just like one of those side eyes. But we got to get some more folks in here. Appreciate the call, JJ. James, as always.
Just last word. Happy Veterans Day to you, King.
Much appreciated.
Man. Keep wearing the tinfoil hat, beating the drum on Twitter because honestly, we need your voice on Twitter because I don't know what the hell this new feminist. I'm not gonna say it live. Hey, peace, bro. Enjoy your weekend, man.
Cheers. We don't trigger people Monday through Friday during the show no more, folks. Nighttime.
All right, peace, bro.
All right, later. All right, let's get some more calls here. I know we got some more. We got L and we got Bitcoin Chris. Bitcoin Chris, long time no see. They call me Silky on my day off. What's going on, Bitcoin Chris?
Hey, yo, thank you for having me. And I want to say thanks for your service thanks for your service in general.
Oh,
so appreciate you. Sure. Shout out to Bitcoin Zay.
Thanks for the support. The hair is looking super healthy, man. I love it, bro. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm alive and well. Can't complain. You know, I just trade options in the morning and I just chill. But I wanted to share my screen because we've been saying these things for a while. And if
Let's
that's
go ahead. I got you. Bring it up. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
Cool. Where's my screen at? Can you see my screen?
Uh-oh.
Well, wait. We're gonna get there. So the first thing is this. Zay, this is for Zay.
I told y'all. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all.
Zay did tell y'all niggas to get your fucking keys off these exchanges. Y'all don't listen.
He did say that. Yes.
We'll get you a ledger. Second thing I wanted to show.
iCoin wallet for sure.
iCoin wallet.
iCoin wallet. My bad. Go get you.
Got my
iCoin ledger, treasure, something. Get you a hardware wallet somewhere, folks.
My iCoin wallet right here, player.
That's right. Second thing I wanted to show was this because you just can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of like elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those.
I wish I never saw this. I've never seen this, and I wish I never saw it. This is FTX, people.
That's
Alameda.
Imagine giving that dork $10 billion. Fuck no. I don't care what people think about how you talk about people in this space, how they look, ad hominem attacks. I judge books by their cover. And I'm right most of the time. I would never give that motherfucker $10 billion ever. The history of ever. And she is the daughter of Glenn.
My man's on the right trying to soak up game, but but I just don't understand what you're saying. Just don't. Why would you not use a stop loss?
No stop losses, no nothing. That's Carolina Capital.
This shit don't make sense.
Wow.
Lost a ton of money. Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
No, you should. I would have been like going to specifics right now, matter of fact. I can't believe that's real. Holy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the crazy part. These type of things exist. And this is what Reggie's talking about. I got you. When Reggie talks about the maturity of the market, this is what he's talking about, honestly. These things exist. And again, it's one thing for YouTubers and retail investors not to catch this, but an institution, what's the one institution that pumped $200 and something million into them? You all didn't see that video? Or you did see it and you still pumped the money into it? How does this work? I just want to know how this works.
They all did due diligence, of course. Come on, man. But
But
hey,
that's
like
why
George Carlin said, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
Exactly.
There it is.
So that's why I agree with you, Bitcoin Zay, with the tinfoil hat. And I sent you a tweet last night because I think we should have like a Bitcoin and smoke or Bitcoin or just like talking about these conspiracy theories that aren't really conspiracy theories. They're really facts. And like you said, I think they're doing it to either launder money, or I think that was you, King, that said that, to launder money and to also infiltrate and destroy crypto, or crypto is shit anyway, but they can't destroy Bitcoin, but it's all a part of the bigger plan. So the last thing I wanted to share was Richard Hart out here fucking flexing on. Why is he flexing so hard on everybody? Walking out the Louis Vuitton store. So let me know when the screen is shared, and I'll go ahead and play this video.
Oh yeah, here you go. I got you again. There you go. Oh, I did see this one too. Yeah, this is one we were looking for the other day.
I could have my Gucci on. I could wear my Louis Vuitton, but even with them on, and I made you look. I made you look. Yeah, I look good in my Versace.
The craziest thing is that he shares that, and it's like, it's just funny to me. I like it. I find it funny as hell, but I just know so many Hexicans are hurting right now. So it's just like a slap in the face to me for him to just continuously post that shit, you know? So it's just funny.
That was my thing too. It was in poor taste just for the post, but then also it's just like, Richard, man, like I don't think these people realize y'all shown who y'all actually have been your entire life before you had money, bro. Like, for real. Like, come on. I just told you, I mean, at 2021 playing ball, Russell, my homies made it pro. Dudes was doing that at 20 years old, man. What are you doing? Like, come on, that's what's important to you? Like, we trying that's what's important? That's what's important? Hey, do that and have two baddies next to you next time. Like, all right, up the stakes. Don't just do it by yourself next time. Didn't Drake just buy 6 strippers, a bunch of Chanel bags? So do that. Show me that. If you're gonna do it big. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't get it. I'm happy he's happy, I guess, but I did think that was in poor taste, mainly because there are so many Hexicans, of course, who did take that dip down. But hey, Richard's being Richard. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know it's bad when even Jam say that was terrible marketing. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Even his own people was like, "Come on, man, you're going a little too far now."
You got anything else for us, Bitcoin Chris? For you out of here?
No, I'm just gonna enjoy the day. Happy Friday. Once again, appreciate you for the service, Bitcoin Zay. Good seeing you guys again. Bitcoin Zay, you done in Miami, or you in North Carolina still? Or
Nah, I'm on my way down soon. Yeah, I gotta do some other stuff. I'm traveling around right now, but yeah,
no problem. All right, you guys, you have a good day.
All right,
Appreciate
Bitcoin Chris, have a good one, man. Cheers to you.
Peace.
Shout out to Bitcoin Chris. There we go. All right, let's see. We got L that's about to join in as well. I did see a couple of tips, so I wanted to make sure I shout out those tips. Thank you for everything that's coming through. Jake Fever. Okay, I already shout out Jake Fever. I saw another one come in. These comments are flying today. Goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah.
They said Zay pulled out a tarot card at some point. I think. Did you pull out a tarot card, Zay?
Tarot card.
11 Super Mario said, I mean, there are some good concept projects out there. Are you willing to risk on concept? You know, and essentially that's what the conversation or the messaging I had with some of the people on Spencer's comments yesterday. I finally had to tell the guy at the end, I'm like, goodness, great. Like, because you're like, you know, he was like, realistically, like, what can you do with any crypto or whatever? And I use Bitcoin, so I'm like, it's not really crypto. But I also said Aave, because doing collateralized loans and DeFi is pretty cool to me. But I had to point out, I'm like, what could you do with the flip phone? God, like, stop it. You couldn't take pictures. You couldn't listen to music. You couldn't work. You couldn't do a Zoom call. Like,
barely text.
With your phone now, you can literally, like, not even King's exaggerating. You can literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars off your phone, if not millions. Now, the hundreds of thousands, we've checked that box off the phone before. I can tell you that for a fact. You can do that with a cell phone. So that took how long? I remember my first flip phone that had the first MP3 player on it from Verizon, little red thing. It had about 16 songs it can hold. Came out, or at least I got it when it first came out in 2003. When did the first iPhone really come out and take off? That happened after BlackBerry, after the T-Mobile flips and all this other stuff. So another 10 years almost.
Yeah.
Six,
I think
7 years.
Yeah, I think it was 06, 07 is when.
All right, so
we
07.
We were in college when the first one came out, I think.
And then it reached to where it really reached about 5 to 6 years, 7 years after that or whatever. Like, people, it takes time. So the fact that everybody's still talking about these technical things is like, it's not even a real technical issue. It's going to take time. If you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all walk in the kitchen, the food ain't ready yet? No, motherfucker. You got to skin it. You got to clean it. Got to rinse it.
It's not a microwave technology. It's an oven technology. It takes some time to bake. But it's always a lot better.
There it is. All right, we got L about to come in and Minho, actually. So let me get L in here real quick. We got you next, Minho. L, what's the word? Oh, man. Listen,
yeah.
L said he had his money in the Bahamas, too.
Hey, look, I didn't have my tinfoil hat, so I had to mask up. I had to do a little something. But I'm glad we got all the insightful people out the way. We got Mohamed, very insightful. We got Jams. We got Chris. I'm here strictly on bullshit today, okay?
There we go. I love it.
On bullshit. Look, I'm a descendant of pirates, sipping on pirates, talking about pirates in the land of pirates, okay?
Let's get it. What you got for us today?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I've been on the phone nonstop over the past 3 days talking to people back home about the situation, about the updates, what's going on. I don't think the SBF getting arrested on the tarmac thing has been confirmed. I heard about that too, but I haven't confirmed it. But y'all want to talk about Sam being the fall guy and all this shit? Because
I told you,
I don't. This shit is just too convenient. It's way too convenient, and it's just, in my opinion, I tweeted this. I tweeted Zay and a couple other folks, Alec and a couple people. I think they intentionally let all this shit happen. I think SBF was the fall guy from the jump. They knew this was going to fall flat on its face, and they knew at the back end they could come heavy on the regulatory side when they say, well, look, this is what happens when we let you guys run free. This is what the market does. This is what this crypto shit does. So now we got to come in and play boss. We got to make the rules. We got to establish a sandbox for y'all to play in. That's just me, though. That's just me.
L, Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Hey.
If you haven't read that book, this is a textbook play. I'm talking about textbook. I mean, to the T of how this is how they take down countries. They're just taking it down a crypto market. They do the exact same thing. They infiltrate, they spread propaganda, they make it seem like these people don't know what they're doing, and then they come in, they get the person in that they want, and then they have a patsy in place to say, hey, they're the reason why this happens. This is the reason why these regulations are happening. Create the problem and then show up with a solution. It's so simple, people. But for most people, they think their government actually cares about them. They do not. They care about themselves.
I'm laughing at this. I'm over here dying at the comments. First, make sure you guys smash that like and share. I know you get involved in the show and you forget to smash that like and share. We appreciate that. Someone said kind of like how Zucky just had 11,000 people create his BS headset and fired them after IPing it. I didn't even think about that.
Bro, these are old mafia tactics.
True.
Bro.
If that's true, that's dirty as I don't know what.
These are old mafia tactics. Send the dude.
Did you build the hidden room, the panic room? Okay. I have to kill you now. Like, wait, what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to kill you.
Bro, they've been doing these old 1900 mafia tactics. Send the dude, give him money to go do the hits for you, and then kill him. It's so easy. Bro, what are we talking about here? We all
101.
You got it, like I said, and you in the Bahamas. I know your people down there ready to go storm that little cabal. They got
people. Let me tell you about the expats that ran up on them regulators when that shit was going on. Like, bruh, I know y'all about to freeze this up, but my money's coming out today. They wasn't playing with that, bro. They pull up in shorts and slippers. They wasn't playing with that, bro. They was not playing at all.
Oh yeah.
But
I can definitely believe it.
let's take it a little step further. Let's go full Kanye. Let's go full Kanye.
All right, really quick though, before you start, I'm gonna tell you, you get a chance to go full Kanye. Then I gotta get Minho on as well because
Oh
he's been
yeah,
patiently
yeah,
waiting also.
yeah. No,
but please go
definitely,
full Kanye. I love to hear it.
definitely.
In fact, but you
You
gonna
know
go
what?
full Kanye. Hold on, there you
I'll
go.
go partial Kanye. I'll go
No, go
partial Kanye.
full. Do it all the way.
I'll go partial. No, because I still got some ties. So
Okay,
I
here we go.
gotta play it kind of safe. But I'll just say pay attention to what country benefits the most from all of this going on right now. Let's just say FTX tried to take a stake in the Bahamas when they set up that headquarters because they saw another exchange taking up stake in Barbados, which is unarguably the leader in the crypto space through the region. Don't mind the Bahamas saying, yeah, we got the first CBDC, we have the highest degree of regulation, we have the best regulatory framework. All that's bullshit. Barbados is the leader.
Yep.
Barbados is clearly the leader.
Barbados all last 2 years. I've been to Barbados.
I remember at the Bitcoin conference when they told me. I remember. Yeah, I know that. That's why I didn't say nothing. I said, I remember they told me. You're actually right. No, you're right, L.
Which exchange set up home base in Barbados?
Well, at the conference, somebody was like, yeah, they didn't tell y'all. So he told me he's out there. They was like, no, you gotta come out there. Barbados is a safe haven for crypto. So let's not go too crazy right now. Let's just leave it alone.
Hey,
and if you see the people that's in Barbados, I'm not talking about the natives. If you see the people that's in Barbados and you know your history about Barbados and the slave trade and the people that stayed back around, hey man, 2 + 2 is 4, dog. It's not hard to see who's running the show right now.
Hey, even in the Bahamas, every step of the way, from the development of that CBDC to the layout of the regulatory framework to the people in the positions of power that are overseeing everything to do with finance and technological development, you see some similar faces from similar places. That's it. That's me.
Woo, much appreciated, L, as always. Speaking of that, speaking of which, I think it's time for another Crypto in Bahamas episode this weekend. Like, it's a lot of content.
I might have to record a little something. I took a break for a while. I was off doing some other stuff, but I may have to record a little something. You know, the rum talking to me.
Just pop in. We will love it, man. Just pop in. Let us get a little something. Let us know what's happening out there. Much appreciated, call, L. You know, we'll give you a shout.
Appreciate you.
Later. All right, Minho. We got Minho live. Thank you for being patient. Much appreciated. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Happy
brothers.
Friday. Hey, what you got for us today? Finally, today, long time no see. You in the UK, right?
Yeah. Just a couple of hours away from London. And so, the weather's all right here. It's not too bad. But this whole SBF is just completely gone sideways. They're talking about sexual activity. I don't want to say anything on your stream. In the Bahamas.
Wow. That house. Hey, we called it. Hey, we called it a brothel now. We called it a brothel.
It's going a bit way too.
I'm about to get to Googling. Don't worry, keep talking. I'm about to get to Googling.
I think you guys have covered quite a lot of it already, though, with like the symbols of the logos and where they're getting all that from, and federal documents and stuff. And so, things have gone just from bad to worse. Even Formula One team, Mercedes, they've pulled out.
Oh, I'm starting to see what you're saying now. I'm seeing what you're saying. Don't worry, I'm pulling it up.
Be on their cars this weekend. It's quite sad. It's quite sad what SBF has done.
That whole house smell like Badissi. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's man.
Shout out to Bernie Mac.
Disgusting.
I'm mad. I know what that means off a moment's notice. That's crazy. Who knows if this is real? If you're watching if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you check out the YouTube show. They're saying he might have had some type of cult going. This is crazy. Man. What else you got for us, Minho?
I mean, I think everyone's pretty much covering it at the moment. Like I said, the Formula One have pulled out. You're not going to see it on their cars, clothes, anything like that. They've completely stripped them. I think hopefully he gets jail time, but he's so well connected. It will just be a holiday if it is. it won't be that bad for him. He's too
Bro, I'm looking at these comments. I gotta take these comments. These comments. You know, I'm not gonna take them off. This is how people feel. They're losing money. Oh man, this is crazy.
Hey man, I saw SBF bite into a cucumber. I am not surprised.
All right. Anyway, all right. Listen, we got some more people, some more stories and comments we got to get through today.
All right, guys.
Thank you for sharing.
I just wanted to say, you did CoinDesk, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday? Have they got a free course on crypto?
Yeah, the CoinDesk, learn at CoinDesk, yeah. Go on the CoinDesk site, they got a learn portal. It's an 8-week course. They send you emails. It's like for beginners, yep. Right, and then Crypto Tutors as well with Lisa and Nina.
All right, I'm going to check that out. Nice one. All right, then, guys. Thanks for your time. Glad you guys are back.
Hey, thank you. As always, Minho. Good seeing you, man. Cheers. Minho. All right. Hey, shout out to Minho. Listen, Minho, you know I owe you an email too, man. I always owe Minho an email, man. He's my guy in the UK. I be fucking up. I know it. But you see, ain't no movement happening. All right. It's been a down market. I got you. All right. Let's see. Other than that, last few comments, couple of stories we have to cover before we call it a day. We did go on a little bit longer. I saw Reggie Middleton had a comment. I put it up there. It said essentially that, you know, he's saying Hex looks to be a security. He said he tried to give you some free education. You're probably going to have to get it on your own. It's going to be way more expensive when you do get it. So that's Reggie Middleton, and keep that in mind. That's what his thoughts are on it as well. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Satoshi Sim said, great episode, like old times. It does feel like old times in here, doesn't it? It's definitely feeling like old times. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everyone watching. Smash that like and share. People, look at this. This is we're talking finances, financial stuff, and we in here lit on a Friday morning. I love it. All right, last few stories. U.S. senators commit to advancing crypto bill despite FTX collapse, as well as this California regulators to investigate FTX crypto exchange collapse as well. So this first one, 2 U.S. senators said the downfall of FTX clearly exemplified the need for greater federal oversight in the digital assets industry. We won't go too deep into this because we've been talking about it. For the most part, but it looks like United States Senators Debbie Stabenow and John Boozman have doubled down on their commitment to publishing a final version of the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act in wake of FTX's shocking collapse. This is my beef. I feel like now you don't double down and publish this because it's already happened. Right? Yeah. Oh man, like. You guys are good for nothing. People, every act and every consumer protection thing that they're going to more than likely put in here are going to affect retail traders, investors, and stakeholders more than it will any type of institution or accredited high-power guy like SBF. So I'm kind of leery about this stuff, especially because it keeps coming afterwards, and we keep talking about this Trojan horse, and it looks like this may be some of the things that gave I guess, precedent to it. And then again, we're talking about California regulators as well investigating FTX crypto exchange collapse with these U.S. senators. And this is happening the same day. Are we going to get Texas next? Is this going to be the whole round robin of who gets to investigate FTX next and gets their cut? And if so, will foreign countries get their cut as well? I don't know. But what's going on with California and these senators, Zay, from your point of view?
Well, my biggest thing is I do have a problem with the word digital commodities. What the fuck is a digital commodity, man? What in the world?
But they're trying to see FTC sponsored it.
Come on, man. Yeah, of course. And then California, of course, they come in. The Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, they come in as well. This was about FTX International, FTX US, the US-based exchange that accepts Americans, was not financially impacted by this shit show. It's 100% liquid. Every user could fully withdraw updates on its future coming. So that was from SBF yesterday. However, it might halt trading on the platform. So yeah, withdrawals are open, but you can't trade. Yeah, whatever. And of course, the big names who have basically all bowed down to the Democratic Party for their whole career. Maxine Waters. Everybody calls her auntie. Yeah, but she is not your
whenever
auntie.
It's money on the whenever it's money on the floor, she in the room, ain't she?
Maxine Waters.
Oh, I call her CeeLo Waters. Yeah. I call her 4, 5, 6 Waters. Oh, 5, 6, 7 Waters. All right.
I'm saying Money Waters. Hey man. Hey.
CeeLo Waters. Back
every
at
time
it
there's
again.
money to be made, Hey, she sauntered her old ass right on up to it. Black people, listen to me. This is what we should do. And then on the back end, she's like, hey, what we actually doing?
Oh, CeeLo back at it again, boy.
Of
You gotta
course.
like CeeLo.
Gotta love it. CeeLo Waters called for tighter industry regulations and highlighted that FTX tokens are worthless and its customers are in the dark. Of course,
Money on the flow. Money on the flow. All right, I'm done. My bad.
Oh, you good? Yeah, that's what I said. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, who can't talk to save her fucking life, but she hits every diversity measurement that you can come up with. She makes a statement saying the administration will closely monitor activity in the crypto space. And of course, U.S. Senators Debbie Stabenow and John Boozman, they reiterated their commitment. What I'm worried about is the fact that this came a day after this news came out. It was already set on August 3rd. They wrote the first draft. And then as soon as this happened, next day they're like, yep, let's close this up, close up shop. Thank you guys. Come again. We did what we came to do. So, pay attention to the people who support this bill. Make sure you know who your enemies are because they've been waiting to do this for a while. And they're going to use a broad coverage of this. They're going to include Bitcoin in this. This is why they always say crypto, blockchain. They never say the word Bitcoin because they have to make it all in one big group. So this is what it is. California, US, this is what they wanted, man. This was a pure, we've uncovered everything we could. This was a pure plot to basically infiltrate, get somebody in there, have an excuse for regulations. They're going to come and save you all because you all are too dumb to know what you're doing. They've treated you all like children. Even when you vote, they give you a fucking sticker. Like, they treat you like children, people.
For real, though.
I'll just accept it.
I voted today. I voted today.
Okay, let me give you a gold star. Like, this is how they treat you. You're not adults who are self-sovereign, who can think for themselves, who have agency. You're kids to them. You are nothing but cattle. They use you for what they need you, and then they get you out the way. So remember these people's names, people, because I don't forget. That's all I got to say.
All right, we got one more story after this. Chloe Dior said, where's the guy beefing with Reggie? He should be calling in. Cryptonomics, call in. Cryptonomics, they have summoned you. Cryptonomics, call in. Call in. You know we love to hear from you. Let's see. Which call said, I know Bitcoin's they got to get out here in a couple of minutes. So we'll get through some quick comments. If you have anything you want to put out there too, Bitcoin's A?
Look, Jay, stay vigilant. Keep up with this story because there's so many layers to it with SBF. But let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything? Happy Veterans Day.
FTX. Appreciate it. FTX had 134 firms file for bankruptcy. That is crazy.
Man, and shout out to Sergeant Crypto. He's a veteran too as well. Anybody's veteran.
Sergeant Crypto, shout out.
Shout out to you all. Enjoy your day.
Yes. All right. Last but not least, let me get this while you're still here. BlockFi limits platform activity, including a halt on client withdrawals. What can you tell us about BlockFi? What's going on? What are your thoughts really quick before you call it a day?
Hey, remember when we discussed the trickle-down effect of the SBF? BlockFi, they seem like they're up next. They are if you don't know, they are a crypto lender. Pretty much every crypto lender is under the microscope right now, but they have a lack of clarity on the status of FTX. And they have prevented it from being able to operate as normal. So it looks as though they had a $400 million line of credit from FTX. People, they're just throwing money around this whole industry to people that don't deserve it. I was with BlockFi's lawyer drinking at the consensus, and she was basically spilling the beans about the company. I'm not gonna give it all away, but I'm looking at her and I'm like, you all are $1 billion company? And this is what? Come on, man! Like, no, this. We 1% of that, and me and King could take over this whole market because apparently we're dealing with a bunch of fucking idiots. But BlockFi, yeah, they've stopped withdrawals. They've said it's a liquidity crunch, which it is, and of course they will remain an independent entity until July 2023. We'll see what happens with that, but it's going to be a lot more. The Luna collapse is actually what kind of led to this FTX collapse, and that was 5 months ago. So we may not see all of the collapses that happened for another 5
It's crazy when you say it out loud like that. Like, wow, that happened 5 months ago, and this thing is just now being affected. And let's not forget, this is semi-affected because their balance sheet got leaked, for those who don't know. For those who don't know how some of this kind of started, their balance sheets were supposedly leaked. And for those who are paying attention, we're like, you guys own a lot of your own token, kind of like Terra did. It's kind of weird. And here we are today. So how many, to put it in layman terms, how many more companies like Bitcoins they mentioned are essentially holding their own token? And again, who forgets that day? You remember that day when we said it? I was like, it's just not making sense to me. You can't do this. And we're about, you don't understand that you need to read more. You don't know what you're talking about. You get
Oodly, oodly.
All right, Zay, when you gotta go, it's all good. Last few comments of the day. Again, that's BlockFi. And again, going back to the masterclass, we talked about BlockFi, we talked about Celsius, and we talked about Nexo and other lending platforms are the same. And the thing I said, because I had that section when we started, I was like, hey, to give you all a heads up, just letting you know what you can do, what you're capable of, things that are in the space. Don't put the majority on it. Don't put a bunch on it. This is this to me, folks, lending platforms and everything else, no matter what the percent is, you literally have to take it the same way you would an altcoin. So if you're going to, for me, myself, I'm talking like 2%, less than 2% of my portfolio, or to keep it real, I wouldn't even include it in my portfolio. It would be like, oh, I did this shoot, or for me, modeling shoot. I don't want people to think I'm out here busting stuff up. I did a modeling shoot or a commercial recently. Here's an extra check. I did maybe 2 or 3 this month. I don't need this. I pay rent, my bills. I don't keep cash. All right, now I'm going to throw this extra stuff into my lending platform or into Dogecoin or into Shiba or whatever. The stuff I'm not even counting toward my portfolio. All right, that is what goes into some of these things. And then you try to flip from that. Zay, you remember that time I made that when we had the main account, I made the 4K account.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna hustle this. What happened? We listen, people. Every time we built an account up, we go back and start a new one from scratch. Go back and start a new one from 1,000, from 4,000, 5,000, and try to build it up the same way. See if you're really a real trader or not.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, you learn a lot doing those things. Great experiences when we do those things. So it's just something to consider. All right, I'm about to go through comments today. So if you got to go understood, you can give a shout out if you need to.
Oh yeah, shout out to everybody. Appreciate you all. This was a classic Fuck Bitcoin Friday, one of the best of all time. Make sure you like, share, comment, send it to your friends so we can uncover what's really happening. Appreciate you all. I got a head.
All right, later. Jake Fever said, I'm finna run my blockchain credit card up and see what happens. Hilarious. You should actually do it, not just the blockchain one, all the different crypto cards. Just run them up as the market is going through. Hilarious. Now that'd be messed up. Let's see. Now we know. Listen, I said the same thing about, so when we talk about market price, that was my thing when we go to market price. If you remember when COVID started and I initially said this, or not when it started, as we got into COVID and I said my high was 75K, it was because I felt like the steam of incoming capital had wore off because most of it was coming from COVID. PPP loans, SBA loans, loans, grants. It was money being thrown about everywhere that retraced. We didn't hit past 75. And again, for this one, I think we'll see that same number get touched, 69,000, but I think we will shoot through it for the next halvening. But yeah, this is all PPP money. I have to agree with you on that for the most part. Let's see. And what's crazy, that shows you the derivatives in the market. The PPP money was fake. You remember they printed off like $250 billion, the most we've ever printed in our history, American history. We printed off all this money, we give it out to everybody, and then give it to you as well as American citizens. A lot of people decide to put it in different markets, whether it's real estate, crypto, or the traditional market. All these markets start to suffer. Real estate withholding as of now, but definitely the crypto and the traditional market starts to suffer. And literally all the free money they got from the loans goes to these markets, and they all disappear, poof in the thin air because it's been a big game from the beginning. All right, let's see. Last few comments of the day. And again, make sure you smash that like and share. For those we have on the list for phone calls, you'll be getting new scheduling and new calls, whatever works on your time. We'll make that work. But again, that's on our end, our systems on the back end. And then for payment plans for Masterclass, yes, once again, once you sign up to the new coaching program and call in, we do have payment plans we'll be offering, all that good stuff as well. So if you're one of those people who are just waiting for that, feel free to call in also. Let's see. All right, I think that is the show for the day. I'm looking at the comments. I think we got most of the good comments. It looks like that bot is back, so we are officially live and lit. So again, other than that, make sure you smash that like and share. It was a great show. Appreciate all the support from our warriors out there, and we will see you all next week. And don't forget, in about 2.5 hours, keeping up, or not keeping up with big, that's Kaylee's show. New to the Game, featuring Mon, her New to the Game series. So if you're new to Bitcoin, you might want to check out, you definitely should check out this New to the Game series. Each video is only about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long. They're animated videos, so it's a different type of content. And again, this is for people who are new to Bitcoin and crypto. Mon goes through some of the things she was going through, some of the thoughts and feelings she had, what scared her, what worked for her, and how she is where she's at now. And I think today is actually the final episode of that series. So again, check that out. New to the Game premieres at 11 a.m. PST. Smash that like and share. We will see you all next week with some more crypto news.